Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so
follow your passion first. First. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? And it's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you have never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Right. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This is the Thank Me Later podcast. This is your boy Nutty.
Slow Jim Philly.
Slow Jim Philly checking in super slow. We are back. This is episode number 11. We crossed our milestone of 10 episodes, so appreciate everybody rocking with us since then. But we are here.
Now we can start hitting you guys with more episodes.
Yeah, we coming with that fire, but
keep them coming for sure.
Even though we are back, we are here on somewhat of it's a somber week for the world, and we felt like it was not a duty, but we just felt the need while it's somewhat still fresh to get back to doing this and really dive into it and talk about it. For me, January 26, 2020 is going to be a day that nobody forgets. I know for me, I remember June 25th, 2009, like it was yesterday when one of my idols, Michael Jackson, passed away. Indeed, this week we are talking about the one and only, the Black Mamba, Mr. Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi, and 7 other people passed away in a tragic helicopter accident in LA this past Sunday. We were supposed to originally record on Tuesday, but I know, I was always a fan of Kobe's, but because I grew up in the Bay, I was a Warrior fan. I never hung on to him that way, and besides, I never played basketball. But for someone like Phil, grew up playing basketball, and Kobe was his dude. We were gonna record Tuesday, but I knew it would be too tough to get in that early. But now that we're here, we're pretty much going to take the whole episode and not only talk about Kobe, talk about his legacy, but we're going to dive into things
just life in general.
Yeah, life in general. How you deal with grief and how people differ. Grieve differently. The different ways that different stages of grief and the levels of grief that people go through. So, like I said, Phil grew up idolizing Kobe. I knew he took it tough, so I was not going to hold it against him that we did not record earlier this week. But I knew at some point this week we had to get in here and somewhat dive into it. So I'm gonna kick it off and kick it over to Phil, just so he can, just so you guys can understand the level of admiration and respect that not only Phil but others around the world feel for Kobe. So I'm gonna let Phil jump in there and talk, and we kind of just gonna go back and forth and let it ride.
But like you said, January 26, 2020 will be a day we never forget. I think it's just crazy. It's still like even talking about it just seems unreal. It just doesn't even seem real. It's like this bad dream. I remember my boy in my other group chat sent us a link in from TMZ, and he's like, "Yo, is this real?" And right away, no lie, I put LOL no. Like, what are you talking about? Like, literally, LOL no. Like, just like that. And then I went on social media. There was nothing on social media really. Went to my other boys' group chat. There was nothing. And then I typed it in, and then all of these verified accounts like Fox News and stuff started coming up a little bit. And I still kind of didn't believe it until like sources, like more credible sources started coming out. And then I was like, whoa. And then my heart dropped. And then I just stayed in the same spot in my living room couch for 3 hours, and I was just stuck and I didn't move. I instantly text Danny and text a group like, "Hey, I can't. I mean, I'm not coming. I just can't." Like,
it was just a shell shock.
Yeah, it's just because I mean it's hard. I have so much to say about Kobe. I mean, it's hard talking about it because again, like he's not here, especially because he was just here the night before congratulating Bron on passing him. But Kobe was like, he was like, I don't idolize men like that besides my dad, but he was one guy who like if I wanted to like hang out with and see, just because of not him being an amazing basketball player, but he encouraged a young black boy like me to have dreams and pursue my dreams hard. Like I remember the last argument me and my mom probably had was because I'm a dreamer and I've always been a dreamer, and I was a dreamer because of Kobe, because he showed me that no matter what you do, if you work hard at it, you could achieve it and basically kill everything in front of you. So that's what I tried to do. I tried to move like Kobe. I tried to work like Kobe. I remember my mom saying, well, don't you have a plan B if you don't make the NBA? And I was like, what, you don't believe in me? Like that was our last argument because I wanted to go so hard. Like I'm going to make it. Kobe made it. I'm going to make it. Even though I didn't make the NBA, I literally take everything Kobe has done and just apply it to my life. Like I just try to, just the way I move, like the way I interact with people, the way he is in his interviews, how knowledgeable he was about facts, ideas, and just watching him grow and like hearing him passing was like a part of me went missing. And that's probably why it was so gut wrenching to me. Because he just inspired me so much on another level that I didn't even know that I could be inspired. Like I do these podcasts, of course, me and Danny, we inspire each other, we motivate each other. But I mean, I do lifestyle everything, and I want to achieve certain goals in lifestyle everything. Because of Kobe, like of course for myself, but Kobe is what made it possible for me to even think that we could even have a brand, that we could even be successful. Yeah. Like, and he touched so many, not even athletes, it was just people in general. Like, that's why people feel this, not athletes. That's why you have people who never played a sport in their life crying. And you have, doctors and just you just have everybody feeling it, like the world stopped because of what he meant, not just to basketball, but to the world. And just to have like the relationship him and his daughter had, it just crushes me even more just to see the pictures of them and see how he was with his girls. And he just wanted to, he seemed to me happier. I mean, granted, I only seen Kobe mode, Mamba mentality, kill everything in your way. I seen that playing basketball, but after basketball, I seen a whole different side of him. Like smiling, like mentoring, like giving back, and it was just like, wow, this is great to see. Like he's really happy, like he's really cool with retiring. And just watching his videos countless nights and hours, and trying to shoot like him and model my jumper. I remember I had a picture on my wall from like my 8th grade year all the way to my senior year until we remodeled my room, even when I went to college, of the exact way Kobe shot the ball. And I would go to the gym and I would try to shoot the exact way. To rip that thing every time I was at fifth like house. Right there every day. Like, and I used to see it and I just would be like, and you start thinking to yourself, like, what would Kobe do? Like, Kobe literally had started his own business. He wrote books. Like, he really made it. He really broke all the stereotypes of a young black man when odds are all stored against him. Like, you think of it as, like, he didn't go to college, but he knows, like, 6 languages. Yeah. Like, he's so educated and so knowledgeable on everything. It's like there's a different avenue. Like, your route does not have to be the same as anybody else's. Like, there's a different avenue for everything you do. as long as you work hard at it. Like, as long as you put in the work and work hard at it, you're gonna achieve something, and something good's gonna come out of that. And that's just what he taught me, like watching him. And there's just so much more. Like, I could talk about Kobe forever. And granted, yes, we're talking about him, but I just think even there's nothing good that came out of this because I'm still in shock and it's in disbelief.
Yeah.
But even that just made me cherish people more, and I already cherish people and I already cherish life, but literally you don't know when God is going to call you, and it's honestly just very tough for me to believe like why this happened to him. And that's why I'm having a hard time understanding, like, why would this happen to such an amazing man and girl, and the other families, the other 7 on the, like, her best friend was on there, and her parents, and like, why do things like this happen to people? And that's what I'm having a hard time understanding. And granted, I always try to walk by faith and not by sight, and trust God and trust His plan. But I mean, that this is just what I'm struggling at right now, and I hope God can help me through it. But that's just what I'm struggling with right now, and it's just hard.
Yeah, it something like this. It opens your eyes to a lot of things. The clip we played right before we kicked off this episode was somewhat how I personified Kobe. I became more of a fan and respected him a whole lot more post career than when he was an actual player. Now, granted, I've always been a fan of basketball, loved him as a player, but growing up a Warriors fan, he busted our ass forever. So it was always tough to grasp onto the Kobe legacy because he dominated my team for 20 years. But when you step away from the athlete and you peel back the layers and see the things you have access to see of him post career or even during his career away from the game, to see how hard he worked on his game. He was never concerned about being better than Michael Jordan or being better than, he wanted to be the best version of himself. Mm-hmm. He worked that hard, not so that he can break MJ's records or do this and that. He did that so that Kobe Bryant can be remembered, so that Kobe Bryant can have the championships and have the legacy, not to be boxed in as competing with anybody else. You know what I mean? And I respected the hell out of the whole Mamba mentality and the way that he attacked life after that with the same intensity. Like you literally did not. You probably didn't go a day without hearing something about Kobe after he retired. Like, you still heard about moves he was making, the camps he was doing, the facility he created,
the books he wrote, the Oscars.
He won an Oscar.
He won an Oscar.
Like, no athlete has done that, and I don't think any athlete will ever do that. But it's so amazing how someone you could literally probably at some point despise as a player, but respect and fully understand when a tragedy like this strike, because it was so sudden. Like, again, for me, the Michael Jackson was so sudden because he was prepping for a tour. Kobe was on his way to practice with his team, or was it a tournament?
With his daughter. Yeah.
He was on his way with his daughter and her teammates to meet to either practice or play a tournament. Like, that's the thing that probably hurts people the most, is the suddenness of it. You know what I mean? Like, in life, we all either have or will at some point deal with tragedy. Like, people grow old and you die. You know what I mean? That's just what life is. But when it's a grandparent or like, you somewhat expect it if they're old, and you kind of prep yourself, even though it's still hard. It might be coming, but when it's something like this that's so sudden, and it's to someone who has touched so many lives in different ways, it hurts. You know what I mean? Like I said, the difference between Phil's level of fandom and mine spread out probably very far, but I still feel the same impact that losing someone like a Kobe, because again, he was an inspirational figure. He was a great athlete, but he inspired to.
But then that's when I say, like, people who didn't even play sports, like the Mamba mentality, like
you could take that anywhere.
And it's like, to me, that's what that type of stuff made Kobe superhuman to me. Like, he had superpowers, even though he didn't. It was like he made a way out of no way, no matter what the situation was. Like, I just felt like, I don't know, man. I just feel like Kobe is the type of guy, and that's how highly I think of him. Like, he's not Superman, but he's like, if there was anybody that could dissect a way out of that plane before it, like, Kobe would be the guy. Like, hey, we're doing it. Like, hey, we're doing this. We gonna bust this one. Hey, I'm gonna push you out, and we gonna figure it out before it land. Like, even if I get all you guys out and I gotta go, we gonna figure it out, and somehow I'm gonna make it land on his feet or land pleasant. So that, like, but again, that's not realistic. But that's just what I thought of him.
But what's funny about that point, and I was gonna get to it sort of at the next, is that we superheroes clearly aren't real. Movies are movies and reality is reality. But a Kobe, a Michael Jackson, people who you grow up with, and literally they feel like family, and they do these great things. They seem invincible, and it's what makes it even tougher is you start to put things into perspective. Like, damn, if my superheroes can go like that, like, what does that mean for me, or for everybody? Anybody can at the drop of a dime, and you just don't know. That's what I feel like either hurts people the most or puts things in perspective, because, again, Kobe is a superhero to some. Michael Jackson was a superhero to me. Elvis Presley was a superhero to some people. And when these people die suddenly, you feel like damn, like, you truly get one shot at this.
And that's why I always tell everybody I love them.
Yeah.
I just always try to just cherish and memories. And I think another reason what tied me to Kobe, like, I remember, it's just memories that I feel like he was a part of. Like, he helped create. Me and my friends at the gym watching the game, talking mess when they're playing the Boston Celtics in the finals, or we're at a basketball tournament in Las Vegas and we're watching the playoffs on TV. He hits a game-winning shot. Me and my friends go crazy, and then we go celebrate in the pool, and we have a good time. Like, memories that are like, he's a part of, that is not directly with him, but like with my friends and people that I care about most. So in a way, he's a part of that. So, like, we're going crazy in the room, roughhousing, and those are things that you can't get back. So I just think about those type of things with Kobe as well, and I mean, and it just makes me look at life differently. I mean, and I'm always the type of person to reflect on life a lot, but it just really just makes you cherish every moment you have with people, and just take a step back and, like, look at myself in the mirror, like, hey, what do I gotta do better as just a person? Like, I gotta go harder, and it shouldn't take something like this for us to like hit everybody in the face and say you gotta go harder, or show love, whatever the case may be. But it's like, when you guys are out there ignoring your significant others, or your family, or whatever the case may be, you don't know if that's, and not saying, of course, you're not wishing it upon anybody, but you don't know if that's going to be the last call that they make to you. You don't know if that's going to be the last time that you speak to them. So pick up the phone. Like, even if you don't, like, just pick up the phone and say, I don't want to talk to you now, or hear what they got to say, or, mend that beef that you had with somebody, because you don't want the last memories of them to be you guys arguing, or you guys fighting, or whatever it is. Like, just set your pride aside, because you don't know when your time is gonna come or their time is gonna come, and all the regrets is gonna eat you up even more, and it's gonna kill you inside. And that's why I just try to continue to live with just telling everybody I love them. Always answer my phone, not ignoring your calls, even if I don't want to talk. Just letting you know I don't want to talk, or just creating these memories with people that will last a lifetime. Memories last forever. Like, take pictures with people that you care about so you can look at these pictures and I remember when we were laughing at that park or at that party or at that event, or like remember when everybody was there at the wedding and we had a good time. Just things like that I feel like are so, like, I don't want to say underrated, but like underappreciated in a way for the people. People take those things for granted. Like, oh, I'm gonna talk to them tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's not promised. Like, I'm gonna talk to them. Like little things like that. Like, oh, I'll text them back in a couple days, or oh, I'll call her next week or whenever. Blah blah blah. And you don't know what they're calling you for. You might be needed. Like, you don't know what. So it just made me really think about just everything and just realize, like, a slap in my face. Like, hey, all I hear Kobe saying to me is go harder. Like, go harder. The job's not done. Like, go harder. Mamba mentality, just finish, go harder, continue to go harder.
I'm telling you, I since this happened, it's my faith in things has always been weary. Like, you know what I mean? I've you listen to this podcast, you've clearly heard us talk about religion and stuff like that, and it's things like this that when I have questions, so many questions, and I saw, actually, I'm going to watch it again, but T.D. Jakes was on the Breakfast Club today, and I heard a little clip of what do you do when tragedy happens, and do you question your faith? Do you question God? Do you get angry? And the answer is yes. If someone who's been skeptical with religion for as long as I have been, that starts to believe and have a better faith and have a better relationship with God, and something like this happens, it's like, why? This person who was doing so many great things and was going to continue to do great things, what purpose would you have to take them now? And the response that I get is that God has a plan, and it's really difficult for me to grasp with that idea, just because again, I've been skeptical for so long, but I've been beginning to build a better relationship with believing and understanding and having faith in the process. But it's hard for me to understand the purpose for Kobe Bryant and his daughter.
And the only thing I could think of is God needed him more than us to make an impact on the world. Like, that's the only thing that I could think of.
And that's the only good thing I've seen come from it is for people really to understand that you gotta grab life and
understand life is
so precious. The first thing I posted when I was sort of coming out of the initial impact of it was really thinking like, tomorrow does not matter. If you can do it today and you can get it done today, do it. You know what I mean? And it's not even like, I'm not turning into a motto. I'm not trying to sell nobody on it, but that's legit how you need to start living your life. Is you can grieve and you can be sad and deal with the impact of a situation like this, but you gotta keep living. You gotta stop putting it off. You gotta literally say tomorrow and either live. go. You gotta live. Go get it. Go after it. Mend those fences. Love and all. Like, you gotta do those things now, because at some point you will not get the opportunity to, and you will hate yourself for it. So I literally beg everyone to, you deal with grief how you deal with it. But, when it comes to putting off that you can get done today, I strongly advise against that. You know what I mean?
Just live, man.
This has taught everyone to truly not take anything for granted, not take any moment for granted. Me myself, I was trying to get into a routine of, because I've been starting this fitness journey, which I'm gonna start sharing with y'all a little more via the podcast and our vlog. But I've been trying to get focused on getting my health right and get my fitness right, and I've been planning to, as soon as I get off work, I'm gonna go straight to the gym, so I don't get home and get lazy and complacent, and then I come home and chill. But literally this week, I said that, because all I wanted to do was, as soon as I got off work, come home, hang out with my daughter. Because if I go to the gym, that's 2 hours that I'm gonna lose, be able to spend time with her. By the time I get home and I shower, it's gonna be her bedtime. You know what I mean? But when I can just simply come straight home, I don't go to bed till midnight anyway. I can hang out with my daughter, spend all the time I need to with her, let her go to bed, and then get the workout in. You know what I mean? It's little changes like that in my life that this has helped, and impact. And it's been working. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as I get my kid knows I'm gonna be here by 6, we hang out, play with her toys, do all of that, and she's in bed by 10. I'm in the gym. I'm home by 11:30, shower, in bed by midnight, like I normally am anyway. Yeah. So it's little changes like that that has made this affect me. But I know in the long run, in terms of, us attacking business, us with this podcast, just with life in general, like,
you just gotta live, man.
Like, you gonna see a change.
It doesn't matter,
see it, man.
Like, I just think, like I said, I've been thinking a lot. It doesn't matter. Like, who cares if they talk about you? Who cares if someone doesn't like you? Love them anyways, man. Like, and I'm not saying you gotta shower them with love, of course, if someone doesn't like you, but you don't have to be cruel to the person just because someone's mean to you. You don't have to, like, we worry a lot about what other people think about us instead of just living our life to the fullest, because like we've been saying, tomorrow's not promised. So if that person doesn't like you, if you have a beef with someone, squash it, apologize, because in reality, like, is that really affecting your life? Like, is it really, like, what is it doing for you? How is it helping you move forward? Like, is it doing anything for you?
Like is it that serious?
Like, to even have hate in your heart, it's only not helping you not move forward instead of helping you move forward. So, like, it doesn't, like, it's not, I can't stress this enough. What is it doing for, like, how is it affecting you? Like, are you losing sleep at night because someone doesn't like you? Are you losing sleep at night? Go after that girl that you thought you never could have or thought you never would talk to. Go after that job or that dream that you thought you never would do or you're scared to do. Like, you only have one life. If she says no, bet. You say no. If that job turns you down, bet. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kill the next thing. Like, and that's what you learn. Like, I don't care if nobody wanted me to be, and that's how I just feel about life now. If nobody wanted me to be with my girl and I wanted to, I'm going to be with her anyways because I love her and it's my life. If you did something or she did something that you felt like you couldn't get over, but you could get over, and she wanted to work it out with you, it's at the point where, like, hey, if you guys are happy, you want to work it out, hey, figure it out. I don't even care, because in reality, it's nobody's lives but yours, and you only have one life. So as long as you're happy, that's all that should matter about life, about being happy, creating memories, killing everything, like literally everything in your way. Just go kill and just go be the best that you can at it. Whether it's pursuing a new career, whether it's sports, whether it's in the gym, like Danny said, like regardless of what it is, just kill everything, man.
If that door over there closes, go over here, open this one. If that door closes, go back over and open this one. If that one closes, open the window, climb through the window. If the window's locked, go open do the doggy door if you have to. But you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing forward. You got to keep progressing. You can't let nothing stop you from either getting to where you want to get to, or being as happy as you can be doing whatever it is that you're doing. Nothing can stop you or hold you back except for you. And I'm praying that this tragedy can sort of
it's just gonna
wake everybody up, man.
It's gonna wake us up and bring us closer. Because I mean, that's why I've been. And again, this is something that I know that I've been good at. Of course, I'm gonna continue, but like I always, no matter what, I'm gonna tell you I love you. If you don't hear me, guess what? I'm gonna tell you I love you again. If you ignore me telling you, because sometimes as men we feel like it's a weakness for us to be vulnerable to tell another man that we love him, like, oh, it's gay, or oh, that's not hard of me, or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm always gonna be transparent with my feelings and tell you how I feel. And I feel like us as men, we need to be more in touch with our emotional side. It doesn't mean we're soft. I mean, we're men. Men have emotions. We're human beings. We bleed and we breathe just like any other person. So I'm going to always tell you I love you regardless. And men, we need to start telling each other we love each other more. We need to start calling each other more. We need to start picking up the phone and arranging things to hang out. Like, granted, yes, of course we hang out when we go to parties, but let's start doing other things. Like, let's do things that help us grow together and just create more memories. I'm never going to stop telling my friends I love them, regardless if they say it back. If they act like they don't hear me, I'm going to say it again. Okay?
Just a side note, Pops, I'm coming to see you. I'm coming to Miami. We're going to talk. And that's been one of the toughest things for me to have to deal with, because everybody knows that I have issues with that dude. But
look at man.
I'll get in a flight.
Man,
go see my dad.
This is my biggest smile, y'all. Y'all don't understand.
I'm gonna go see my dad.
I haven't smiled this big.
Work is getting kind of crazy coming up, man, because I got some tours I'm working on and a lot of traveling. But in the midst of all that, I'm coming to see my pops, man, because again, when like this go down, you don't want to regret. God forbid something happen, and nothing gets resolved. I will feel no matter how bad of a situation me and my dad's relationship has been. In reality, it's not worth not talking about. So I just want to put that out there. If Pops is listening to the podcast, if any of my family listen, I'm going to see Pops. If anybody trying to ride out to Miami with me, we're gonna go turn up, have some conch fritters, and
go eat at Auntie's house.
And Auntie Barbara, better cook some food. We pulling up. But
that excites me, and that just shows, like, man, everybody can grow and set their pride aside, and just, man,
it's big, man. Like, this was a big deal to people, man. This was something that, people felt like they lost a friend. You know what I mean? Like I said, Kobe wasn't, I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan, but, to me, it's like I feel like I lost a stepbrother, but that still hurts. Phil felt like he lost a best friend. It affects everyone, and it's up to you to, as hard as it is to turn something like this into a positive, and take it and try to use it as fuel to again keep pushing forward, man. There shouldn't be you don't have any excuse from this point, really. You know what I mean? Like, someone as successful, as inspiring, as great as this man was, and to no longer be with us, nobody has an excuse. You clearly, that's proof that at some point your number's gonna get called. Do what you have to do while you here, while you have the time to do so. Like we said, mend those fences. Go get that job. Regrets. Go after that dream. Kick down that door.
No regrets.
Take that trip. Holler at that girl. All of that, man. Take advantage of the one life you have. Because at some point, you either ain't going to have it or you ain't going to be able. You don't want either of those two things to happen and then to live with regret. So
I honestly think, God is telling us to, hey, I need more love in the world. Like,
yeah, man.
they're just, because I mean, in the world where there's so much hate and there's so much going on. I mean, Donald Trump is our president. Just so many, like, just everything we see on social media. There's not enough love. There's just not enough love. I mean, and again, the world. I mean, living is an amazing thing, but I mean, I honestly think he's just like, granted, I mean, this tragedy shouldn't have to like
Shouldn't
make
have
us
to wake you up
right,
to live your
make
life.
us spread more love, but start showing love. Like, hate does nothing for you. It just eats you up inside, and it just messes you up, and it just blocks your blessings. Just start showing love, like, no matter what it is, the smallest thing, celebrating small victories, like, regardless of how small it is, celebrating it with your people. Just like, again, I just like to. I mean, I just want everybody to just continue to lead with love, and no matter what, apologize, set your pride aside. I'm sorry, like, regardless of what it is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
man. I've been, like I said, man. I've had issues with my pop since I was 12. Me and my brothers been having issues. But listen, man, I love all y'all. I love my brothers. I love my pops. I love everybody. Literally, just love everybody. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know what I mean? Everyone knows that even if I had issues with you, I'd give the shirt off my back to anybody. I'd give an organ if I needed to. I would murder if I had to.
I believe
for
that.
anybody that I love. So, not to say that because I'm able to do this, you should, but think about it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it, man.
Chase every dream you have.
But
Chase
listen, man,
every dream you have. Every single dream.
Before we get out of here, you know, some people with ways to grieve. Some people like to just shut down and kind of lock themselves up. Man, I'm one of the type of people that at some point during the sadness, I got to get a laugh in, and I've been seeing some of the funniest posts. Man, I want to sort of leave on a positive note with either some good memories of Kobe or some funny you've seen recently. I tell you the one thing I saw. It was I can watch it right now, and it's him in the Jalen Rose commercial. The dude's like, "What drink do you want, Mr. Bryant?" He's like, "Oh, I'll take a vodka martini." And Jalen Rose is standing right there, and he's like, "Oh, how many olives?" He looks up at Jalen Rose and says, 81.
Jalen Rose was just looking. And he was just looking at Jalen.
He's just looking at him. And he's like, "No, I'm just kidding. I take two. It's a joke for you."
I mean, I've been seeing them all over Twitter, but those have honestly made me laugh. Like the Lou Will one. Did you see Lou Will?
Yeah, when his tweet.
Yeah.
He's like,
Hey, but Lou Will has a couple. Like they was in Portland. He said they was soft, so he said he took everybody's Kobe's. He said y'all ain't wearing my shoes. What? Like, how much of an animal do you really gotta be? Like,
real, to go off on your own team
and take
all the
your
kicks,
shoes.
Like,
these are mine. I own these. Like, y'all not wearing my
Kobe's. Y'all soft.
Like, every memory just with him and Shaq, the lob. Like, I feel for Shaq and all the Laker teammates that he was close to. Pelinka, Rob Pelinka, they're best friends basically. Like, it's just crazy to think about. But like, man, Lou Will, Nick Young, I remember him and Kobe talking mess at practice. I mean, there's so many memories. I remember Kobe betting 5K to Gerald Wallace on the free throw line and then made it like it was nothing. Like,
I saw a tweet that said as soon as Kobe got to heaven and saw David Stern, he slapped the shit out of him
for Vito and CP3. Yeah, they've been having hilarious ones, man.
It's. I feel like this is never gonna feel normal to people, man. This is gonna hurt for a long time and for years upon years to come, man. But for the transition to go from grieving to seeing people smile again, people laugh again, while still grieving, it's a tremendous sign. You know what I mean? To grieve so hard for somebody, but then able to now smile again and now laugh again at certain memories, certain jokes, or certain things that you see. I feel like that's the true power that someone great has, is that to have the ability to grieve over them, but then still know you got so many great memories to go back on and watch and look, and so many things to learn from. I'm so thankful that he did so many interviews post career, so many gems we can go to.
I'm gonna be watching all of
to either learn or soak up knowledge and apply to our lives, man. I'm just so thankful that all of that is still here. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, we wanted to dedicate this entire episode to Kobe, man.
KB24, love you, Kobe. Gigi,
Kobe, Gigi,
everybody else,
people, man.
Reach out to your family, tell them you love them.
Go after it, man. Mamba mentality, man. Like that it. So many levels to it, man. It's not just about sports, man. Go after whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That happiness, that you know, get all that weight off your back, man, and just live, man. That's I believe that's what Kobe was here to do. He was here to show people that in the moment, if there's a goal, I'm gonna give a damn. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna go shoot free throws on a torn Achilles, because I'm gonna show you that I don't give a damn about the pain. I still have a job to do, and I'm gonna go do it. So again, man, this episode of the Thank Me Later podcast, man, was dedicated to you, Cole. We appreciate you, everything you've done for not only the sports world, coming from two athletes, but all the humanitarian work you've done, the philanthropy you've done, being a father to 4 goddamn girls, which is what I feel I'm probably headed towards. For being a scumbag in life, you need girls to get you right. And that's probably what did it for Kobe, was being a girl dad. I don't think he really didn't need a boy, man. He had his homie there, and it's tough, man. But we still here. We gonna ride. I'm pretty sure everyone who is a fan is gonna take that Mamba mentality and roll with it, man. So we appreciate you, man.
Love you, Kobe. Thank you for
that
everything.
being said, this is the Thank Me Later podcast, man. We gonna catch y'all later.
And we out of here. Love y'all.
Thank me later, yeah, I know what I said. But later doesn't always come, so instead.